Hello?
Hey girl,
Hey! Oh my gosh, finally.
I
Oh, I
know.
did not know
How
what was
are
happening.
you?
I was like, what is happening today? Yeah. How are you? I was like, devil, not today.
Yeah, right. Today, not today.
Oh,
Oh my
you look
gosh,
so beautiful. Yeah.
no, that's you, girl.
Look at that smile. How are you? I miss you.
I know it's so long. How's Paris?
It's we have been having like this crazy cold, and now it's getting better. Like today was a little bit sunny, so it's good. How is you guys in Jersey?
We're doing good. Snow is still kind of going crazy, but
Oh, really?
it's long overdue. Yeah, it's been snowing, so it's like
Yeah.
so high, but now it's starting to melt. It's supposed to snow again, so it's like
Yeah.
I can't really win. When are you coming back to the States?
God, don't even. I've been trying to come to Canada, but
Mm.
like they just canceled my flight. So I do not know how I'm gonna be doing this. I don't know. I'm like just stuck here. It's been a year already. I'm just like, it's
Oh,
okay. God got this. I'm just like, you do
yeah,
you. So it's fine.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So just before we start, I'm just gonna pray a little bit
Okay.
for you and like just for everyone watching. You good? Okay, dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for giving us this time. I thank you for the life of my dear friend Chichi. I thank you that you gave us the opportunity to reunite and share our thoughts and our perspective on a
And but
day.
since media, I transitioned more into medicine. I found another love in that aspect. So, now I work in healthcare, especially with the rise of COVID. It was one of the craziest time I've ever worked. Also, some people, I love adventure. Roller coasters are my thing. If you ever meet me, the first thing we're doing is roller coasters. I'll take it. That's my love. But I love restaurants, trying new things, meeting new
Mm,
people. So
that's awesome. I
so
remember like that time when I came, we went to that restaurant. Oh my God, the food was delicious.
yeah, the Italian.
Yes. Oh my
So
God.
good. Yeah, me and my restaurants, I gotta, so it's unfortunate how things are kind of closed with that, but
Yeah.
I still go to my restaurants.
That's great. Well, thank you for your hard work. I know like the medical sector is like very well, other sectors obviously is very busy right
Mhm.
now, and like you guys have to put like all-nighters and everything. So it must be pretty rough, you know.
Super, super rough.
So with
Yeah,
all that, like
thank you.
how do you like balance your life of faith, right? Like this is like perfect to talk about it.
Um, yeah, of course. I will say it's definitely difficult for sure, before, because I started working in healthcare around 2019, so this was before COVID. So I found
Right.
it easier to kind of, church was still open, I could always like run to church or something, or, I was it was just different. But then once COVID hit, it just completely knocked me off my track, especially now that churches are closed, everything's online. My hours went up like crazy because now it's like, unfortunately, nurses are, people are not getting sick themselves. You know what I mean? They're getting sick, they're calling out, it was just too much. And then I had to pick up a lot of the slack. And for school, of course, it's healthcare too, so that's not making anything easier. So,
Mm-mm.
and book work, and I will say I definitely lost myself a little bit when it comes to God. I mean, I used to be super like,
Mm.
you're better than me, but I was kind of like,
There's no better.
how we met. We used to always be super into it and everything,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, it kind of got to a point where I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't been doing my prayers like I usually do. I haven't been reading my Bible like I usually do. It's like what used to be the Bible is now something for work, something for school. And it was like, it really taught me that, first of all, Jesus saves. Okay. Like,
Amen.
I think COVID, if anything, really taught me the power of Jesus, and just how, you think people, just working in healthcare in general, you see how God really works in these people, especially since I pray all the time for the patients. And it's like when people are like, nope, that's it, they're going to die. Boom, God just comes through and they're like breathing again, they're alive. And
Mm.
it's like, you think that all these things are going to save us, like, respirators and N95s, masks. Yeah, good assistance, but really who actually saves is Jesus. So and I think that just kind of hit me one day. I was just like, if it weren't for God, I wouldn't be here. Everyone wouldn't be here. And I really have to go back to what I really know that really works when it comes to healing. And of course, we're blessed with masks and equipment, but who really is the healer? Who really is that one? So I really had to take time out to remember to pray. So I kind of do schedules now a little bit. I used to be spontaneous and had that time, but now I do like I try my best to pray every morning and every night. I try to, when I drive, I definitely try to play the audio Bible. Sometimes at work, depending on my shift, I have time to read, like do something else. Well, that's my brother. Sorry, guys.
Hello, it's okay. Nice to meet you.
He said hi. So I just find, I think if I schedule things, that's what helps me get everything together, because I never want to lose that prayer life. And I do still fall off, but scheduling, I realize, definitely helps me get back in balance. So sorry if that was too long.
No, it wasn't. You have you're here to share. So whatever you feel like sharing, it's not easy to open up, first of all. So the fact even that you're sharing your struggle is such a blessing, because I know there's other people that might be going through the same thing. I know for me, same thing. Sometimes my day gets so hectic, especially now starting this. It's not like I have a super fixed schedule, but I know in the morning the first thing I do is pray and do my devotional and things like that. I would journal and things like that. Because I'm a very organized person. I work more with schedules and stuff. But during the day it's spontaneous. I will have conversation with God or things like that. But it is easy sometimes to lose yourself, with the craziness.
And I always thought too, I would always have, when you're younger, you have all the time in the world, you kind of balance things out. But it's so true, as you get older, more responsibilities come on you. Now it's I'm paying this bill, I was and it's true, you kind of just forget about God a little bit,
Yeah.
And it's you be that person. But I always thought, no, I'd always pray, I'll always, and then whoops, time's ticking, things gotta get done. Now everything's all over the place, and it's gosh, now I actually got to recenter myself and remember to come back with who made me who I am today.
Yeah. So how is it?
I know you're busy too doing this.
Right. So how is it been so far? Inserting the schedules and going back to that routine a little bit.
I find it very helpful, and it's so much better because, I realize, especially as you get older in general, when you have more responsibilities, you definitely should prioritize for sure. And I always said I'll put prayer as a priority. I will say I'm still slacking a little bit with my Bible reading, although I have read it before, but I am working on reading it again. So I'm almost there. But I was okay, what is actually priority to me? Prayer life may not seem up there, but it really should be. So I always put it up there, and I try to make time every day, even throughout my day. And this one told me, I don't know, some pastor or something said somewhere that sometimes prayer doesn't always have to be, you stop your day, you kneel down and do the whole nine. Sometimes you can literally just talk to God, God, thank you, now, God, thank you so much for letting me sit here today. I pray that this interview, whatever you're doing, or if you're driving, thank you so much for giving me, just little things like that. And I find that actually very helpful, because I wasn't always like that either. I would specifically kneel down and, do the whole nine, but sometimes it's you can still talk to God as you do little things. It doesn't always have to be a long drawn out prayer, in your prayer room, in your prayer closet, like that movie, and so I found that, Jesus, every hour, I sometimes just don't got time for that. So I do find that, even before a test, it's just little things, and then it makes me feel more connected like I used to. So I definitely try to keep up with that if I can't really do a full out, what I used to do. So
that's good. I'm happy that it helps, because I know it can be hard, when God is not, when it's not a priority, things get even more hectic and just harder. I don't know, at least for me, if I don't have a conversation with God during the day, like I feel so overwhelmed at the end of the day. It's like,
yeah, you feel like you're missing something. Like you feel like I didn't say good morning. You know? And it's funny because when I go to bed, I'm like, God, I'm sorry I didn't pray today, but I hope you had a good day today. I'm like, I'm asking God if you had a good day today. I don't know. I do like I'm sorry I didn't mean to not talk to you today. I hope your day was good. And I'm like, wait, he's God. He made the day. So. I don't know. Just why am I saying? Right?
So true.
And yeah, and this can translate into anything too. It doesn't always have to be just work and school, but your relationships too. Or it doesn't have to be relationship, friendships, anything. It's always good to hopefully have a circle of Christians who can kind of like pull you back and say, hey, listen, we got to pray. Like, even if it's real quick, I find that also very helpful too. Because if you like ignore your Christian friends or your Christian circle, that could also, and you start getting a little bit too worldly, that can kind of distract you too. So, and healthcare is very worldly in its own way. So definitely that's important as well.
That's so good, girl. So like, how does God inspire you?
It's like the little things. Some people are inspired with such a dramatic change and like a miracle or something. For me, it's like in the little things sometimes. Like I'm that kind of person to sit like I don't have to be alive today, but I am. And to me, that's honestly very inspiring, especially when I go to work. Especially, it's like you see what goes on, and it's like I don't take things for granted anymore. I don't take my breath for granted. I don't take the people I'm around for granted anymore. Just being able to walk, being able to talk, because you'll be surprised how much and also my mental health too. You'll be surprised how much people are really suffering. And I was like, wow. Us to be in the position that I'm in today, where I'm not doing it, I'm healthy at least, physically and mentally, and that's very inspiring to me. And sometimes like dramatic things, like when I got saved, that was a pretty dramatic. When I got saved, it was like a dramatic, not so dramatic, but to me it was kind of dramatic. Like all it was really all it was. I was in Israel and I was looking at the ocean. To you, that doesn't mean anything, but in that moment, it was like transcending. Like I had never looked at the whole situation was just different, So for me, it's been like the little things. It doesn't have to be like whole miracle, like what I mean. So but that inspires me just every day. I'm like, thank you. Like literally, I don't have to be where I am today. I don't have to be alive today. So. And working in this kind of field definitely teaches you that quickly.
Yeah.
If anything, I think kind of a stronger Christian too, because it's like God works in like all different kinds of ways, and things I've never used to see. But now I'm like, thank you, God. And I pray all the time. And you'll be surprised. Sometimes at work, I pray with the patients. They're like, are you Christian? Yes! Are you? And sometimes, honestly, there was one time I was every time I went into the room, we were just praying the whole time, and then I was playing music, and it was just, and some people are really just like, and it was like, those days are like my favorite days, because, you kind of have to have a fine line between putting your beliefs and, bring your beliefs and work sometimes, but it's so nice for us, people who are really like, listen, I know it's the devil coming after my mind or my spirit or my whatever, and then we just start trying to break chains. And that's one of my favorite things too, like a fellow Christian, because Christians fall too, they go through things. We're not invincible. It's so good to your nurse or your doctor is also a Christian. That just makes it like, you could fight it spiritually too. So that's also one like, wow. So I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, you did. No, you did. No, especially like, when you were talking about your work, how you like exposed to life and death. I think that's very eye-opening. Like sometimes I'm just like, okay, maybe I should put myself in a situation where I can like see those things, so I can even be more grateful to the fact that, oh wow, Elsa, like you're alive and well. Because we tend to sometimes complain about like the beauty of things. And we take like life and breathing for granted just because we have it and we're like healthy right now, when it's actually like such a huge gift in itself, you know.
And you'll be surprised, because I see death all the time, but you'll be surprised how quick it is. It's like literally, it's, you know, like itself. It's like, I know it's kind of, I'm sorry if it's deep to say, but
No, go
literally
ahead.
it's just a breath. It's gone. And sometimes you think you see in movies, it's like, yeah, there could be that. But ultimately, it's just your last breath. Like you see them like just go,
Wow.
transition. That's a good way to put it, like a transition almost. You know, especially as Christians, that's how I see it. Like they literally transition. Like I don't think they're dead in the sense of like, you know, they're completely, you know, how people believe they go into space or whatever, or they end. But to me, it's like a transition. Like now they finally, hopefully, could be at peace, you know, and that's a whole nother story. But you know, they just left the physical, and it's like that's how quick it is, and it's kind of chilling. But is, you know, to see it is not as, I mean, you have to have the stomach for it, but it is not really that bad. But it's just quick, and I'm like, it can happen to any of us. That's it, you know. But it's also peaceful. You know, you sometimes, you know, people see the dramatic stuff on TV, but especially if you're your family and your loved ones, it's just like you're waiting and you're waiting, and you see the monitor go deet deet deet, you know, the rhythm, and then finally it just goes, and it's just like, yeah, that's it.
Wow.
So I don't think you need to really work in it to see it, like to understand it, but I just advise people just don't take it for granted. That's all. But it could be very peaceful too. It's actually not, I mean, you know, I obviously we're not there, we don't know, but the act itself is sometimes it just, you know, not be so dramatic. It's just, you just transition. That's how I like to see it or say it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But you don't need to see it. Believe me, you don't need to see it.
Yeah.
You really don't need to see it.
Yeah, I don't.
Because after that, then it starts getting kind of creepy after that. It's like, okay, now that body is, you know, like, are you touching it? It's like, we're both touching it. Okay, great. So, but
yeah,
it's an experience.
Okay. So,
not to be so deep for everyone if you can't stomach that, but sorry.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. So like, when do you feel the closest to God?
When do I get the closest to God?
When do you feel the closest to
I
God?
feel closest in the evening after everything gone crazy, and you know, now it's time to wind down. I think when I'm about to sleep is when I feel like super peaceful, like especially if I pray, and just like a nice, yeah, you know what I mean, like just a nice, you did a good prayer and God's happy with you. And you know, it's just like, that's just one of my favorite times. It's just like your muscles are relaxing, your mind is relaxing, and you just feel like the spirit sometimes. You know, I think it's not always easy when you're like out just in daily life, you know, you can't always feel it, but once in a while I'll feel like the spirit's super strong. But you know, sometimes like going to a grocery store, you just like go and come back, you know. But to really take the time out, like to feel it in that sense, I say evenings would be the greatest time for me. I also learned I try not to go off feelings too much either, because you know, I'm not always going to feel like praying. We're not always going to feel like, but I have to remind myself that even though the whole feeling it is great and I love it, but there are also times where it's just like, where is he? But I still know and trust that he's there. You know? So as much as I wish I could feel that floaty feeling all the time, it's impossible, you know. And that's also part of like just having a relationship with someone in general. You're not always going to feel like anything, but you still the right thing to do, and you know they mean well. And same with God, you know, you're not always going to feel it, but I just know I have to trust every time and pray and be continuous about it. So, but usually at night, ultimately. Long way around.
Yeah, I mean, it's a commitment. Like you said, you're not always gonna feel.
Perfect word, commitment. Yeah, commitment. So that's perfect.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. That was like, especially when you talk about midnight, like I literally just wanted to do this because it felt so peaceful.
I
I just wanted to like,
know.
oh, just put some like jazz and like pray and it's like, oh.
Yes, just pray, yes. Oh, and also when I like to play the audiobook as I'm falling asleep. Of course, I have
Mm,
to like remember to turn it off, and then I have to go back and reread it because I didn't even listen. Sometimes just hearing like I love playing the gospels, especially just hearing God just talk. Even if I'm dozing out, I just feel like so like serene and so safe. But I have to like rewind because I missed what it said. But I just
mm,
like to hear it. Sometimes it's just a subconscious thing,
yeah.
or you don't have to really, it's just something about God's word is just in you, or
Mm,
maybe music too. That's really one of my
music.
favorites. If I want to be like dramatic, the dramatic music, like, my little playlist. Don't judge.
Girl, I feel you. I'm such a grandma. Like I play jazz at night. I'm just like with my
Right?
jazz, like with my phone, just like
I
journaling.
love it. Oh my gosh, when you play jazz, I love
Girl,
it.
all the
It was
time.
actually really good.
It's so good. And it's perfect to journal because there's no like lyrics or anything. So it's just kind of the background. So you can like
Mhm.
praise on it. And it's just like, it's a perfect journaling music. So yeah, all the time I do that.
I'll try it with jazz. I haven't heard jazz in a while, but I'll try that with jazz.
Yeah, you
Usually I
should.
do. I'm dramatic. I'll do like a rainfall or like
Yes!
okay, not just me, right? Not just me,
Yeah!
because I'm dramatic. I'll be like
I
a
do it.
storm out, the thunder and the. I'm like I'm dramatic, but I'm playing it anyway. And it'll be like a 3 hour long on YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube. Oh, I use the app Calm. They have like different like
Oh,
sounds.
really?
Oh my gosh, I found this sound and it's just so calming. Like you literally like fall asleep. It's so good.
Ooh, I'll download that. Okay, because yeah,
You
I'll
should check
download
it out.
that.
Yeah. I'm not
Call me.
promoting the app. I'm just like I'm literally,
I mean, it's kind of better than YouTube sometimes. So
yeah. It's like, so yeah, it's really it's really nice.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, well we're just gonna play a little game before we finish. It's a little Bible trivia.
Okay.
So let's see. Um, okay.
Dang, I said I read the Bible. Now I'm like, uh-oh. I don't know what I read. I should have said that. Dang it.
I was gonna say, oh,
Uh-oh. Guys, don't expect much. It's been a minute. Yeah.
okay. I'll try not to be like too hard. Okay. So Paul says in Ephesians, we should follow whose example?
Is it obvious? Like Jesus? Okay.
Yeah. Christ's
Okay.
example. Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay, you got it right. So that's 1 point. Okay. Okay. Oh, maybe you will know this one. Okay. Which gospel is written by a doctor?
Doctor. And oh my gosh. I'm gonna say Mark?
It's Luke.
Luke. Ah, it was Luke. Okay.
Yeah, it was Luke. I didn't even know that. I was like, wait.
Actually, I did know one of them was a doctor.
I
And like,
didn't know.
yeah, I don't remember who it was. I was like,
Yeah.
random.
That's
Yeah.
good. I'm like learning so many stuff.
Oh.
Okay, that's fine. You still have 1 point. Okay. I think you might know this. Okay. What is the longest chapter in the Bible?
Longest.
You cannot miss that one. It's like long.
Can you give me a hint? Is it New Testament or Old Testament?
It's Old Testament.
I want to say Deuteronomy.
No, it's Psalms. The chapter, the chapter, not the book. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, I'll give you a shot. Which one? Like which chapter of Psalm?
Is the longest?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it's been a minute, and I read it several times too. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say 113.
It's 119. You know that chapter?
Oh,
like,
whoa!
it's like Yeah, it's 119. That's like the longest chapter
19.
in Psalm, like ever.
Uh,
Okay, girl, you still have
okay.
a shot. You still have like two questions. You can get it. You can get it. Okay. Who wore clothing made of camel hair?
I want to say John the Baptist.
Yes, girl. I didn't even know.
Oh.
Yeah. You
I don't
got
know if it was, I was like,
this.
is it light? Skin? Like,
Yeah, that was
okay.
good. Dang, I didn't know.
Oh.
I was like, what? So that's 2 points. So the last question, that's the last question, right? That we have. Okay. Because it's a bonus one, it's gonna be a little bit hard.
Okay.
Okay. So what did God, well, actually, I don't know if it's hard, but it's fine. What did God create on the first day?
Shoot, what did he create on the first day? Light?
Yes! Yes! She got
Really?
it!
Oh,
Yes!
yeah.
You know what it's like, let there be light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go! You got 4 points because you got the bonus one.
Okay. Man, I was like, the Psalm really, it is the longest.
It's the longest
You know what?
chapter, not book.
Oh, it was chapter.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that song. Okay.
Yeah, the 119. There's a lot of Psalms, but if you go to 119, you will see like it's couple pages.
Okay. I felt like at some point in the hundreds it got kind of long, but I wasn't sure like where in the hundreds. Okay, 113, 119.
Yeah, you were not far. You were kind of like close, not too bad. Neighbors, separate. Not too bad. Well, thank you so much, girl. Huh?
You have another one?
No, that was. You want one? You want another one? Okay.
I kind of do. I want to redeem myself.
Okay. I will give you one last question. Okay. Well, that's an easy one.
It's probably not, but.
This one is, I don't know. Who was the first Christian to die for his faith?
Uh-oh. And this is after Jesus died, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it? Yeah, it was.
Because technically Christians were obviously after.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
No, yeah, it was after. Okay, I'll give you a little tip. He was stoned.
Yes, he was. His name. Stephen?
Stephen. Almost there. Yeah.
Okay.
Almost.
Stephen. Okay.
Yeah, almost there. But still, girl, you did good. You did good. Especially with the John the Baptist one. Like, I didn't know he wore like camel hair. Like, I didn't remember. Those are little details I would not remember.
Yeah, only because I remember because of the wilderness. And that literally like nothing really except for like camel's hair and like something else. But so I figure like very minimal and animalistic, no offense. So I thought of that.
Oh, yeah. I should like pay attention to details like this. I'm like, if one day they have on TV Bible trivia, I'm gonna go there. I'm just like, I'm ready.
Hey, I'm gonna go out there.
Well, thank you so much, girl, for taking your time in your busy schedule to share. Just before you leave, can you just challenge 2 people in your surroundings that are Christian to come and do the interviews? I think I sent you the step-by-step challenge, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I just need 2 people, and they will have 24 hours from the day your video is posted to let me know that they accepted the challenge or not.
Okay. Yeah. I'll check it again. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. It's so good seeing you and talking to you.
Of course. So can you just tell the name? Can you just tell the name here? So I'll have like people challenge them on the interview.
Sorry, you want me to tell what?
The people that you challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell them?
Oh,
like,
you want me to give their names?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'll ask. Yeah, I just gotta think of who. Can we do family?
Yeah, you can do whoever.
Oh, I'm gonna go with my mom.
Yeah.
For one. And then my cousin.
Nice.
I'm gonna aim for my mom and my cousin.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to it to see what they say. They don't have to. It's just kind of like a fun initiative to like push, donations and stuff. But yeah. Okay, thank you so much, girl. It was so good to see you.
See you too. Good luck. And I'm gonna keep praying for this. I know it'll become even more successful. This Oprah PTO, no, PTO 2.0. Too much work. 2.0. Okay. Not PTO.
We'll see. Thank you. You have an awesome day, okay?
You too. Stay safe, okay?
Thank you. Bisous.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.